Alrighty. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the playoff Sunday for Queen City Clash. Today, we're going to have some spicy matchups in the form of, well, only one semifinal on stream, but it's going to be two semifinals. It's going to be Cincinnati versus Kutztown, the #1 seeds from both Group A and Group B. And over in semifinal number 2, it's going to be Penn State versus Drexel.
Yes, in our current format, we have the first place team out of Group A facing the second place team out of Group B. A little bit of correction, Penn State in the final round, in round 15 of the final map of our first day, was able to steal first place from under Kutztown. They did not lead in that game until overtime of their final game 6. But what's really important is now we have UC versus Kutztown, teams that are very familiar with each other. And as you see on your screen now, it is Duck Duck, Dark Matter, Presto Dragon, Kodiak, and Penguin, our hometown heroes, hopefully trying to take their own tournament and bring home the glory on home soil.
Yeah, and there you can see Dark Matter doing really good for himself right there with a rating of 1.3 across 59 rounds. Unfortunately, it's not 69, isn't it?
Unfortunately, is not. But on the other side, he's going to be going up against Kutztown. Kutztown has been led from the front by iTribune. The rest of them around him are Golden, Thundy, Tom Z, and Skirt. But I want to highlight on iTribune. Yesterday, in that final map, we saw Tribune start off the map in the first 10 rounds by dropping 18 kills. You can see he has an insane 74 kills on this tournament so far, only being outpaced by destroying on Penn State, who we all unfortunately will not see during this broadcast. But with that 1.559 rating, it's going to be up to him to lead Kutztown to hopefully punch their ticket to the finals.
Yeah, and if anybody at home was wondering how many kills Mr. Destroyer himself has, it's 111.
which is absolutely bonkers
Yeah.
over 6 maps.
I'm assuming most of those came from the from the Kutztown match yesterday.
Yeah, absolutely. Going to 15 rounds, he had plenty to more from. But in our best of threes, we are using for these semifinals, we're going to get to our map picks. We went through Villa Ban, Sky Ban, Oregon Ban, Border Ban, and now for the first pick, for Kutztown's pick of map, they choose to go to Villa. UC picking the defensive side to start. Anything you see in there?
Well, it's I'm just concerned. It's UC on Villa,
Yeah,
and that
UC has
has a
not looked
very
good.
shaky track record. I was listening to the coach when they lost Villa to Drexel during the group stage, and here's an interesting statistics. Out of the last 10 times they've played Villa, they've only won it twice.
That is certainly something they're going to look to shake. But you see UC, they're picking Chalet. Kutztown electing to go on attack, which is a little bit different from what we would expect. We saw yesterday on Chalet against Penn State that Kutztown managed to win, I believe, 4 of their attacks, which is really, really solid for that stuff. They might change up their bands on how they approach this game, but for now, we will have to see at that game too. The other bands, we will go to a theme park decider if we get there, but for now, we will jump quickly into Game 1 Villa. We will be starting right away to see how this first semifinal in our Queen City Clash shakes out.
Absolutely, and also regarding the map ban, after this we should be going to Chalet. That'll be Cincinnati Reds pick.
Loading into the map, we saw a lot of Kutztown banning Solus, and we also saw them have a hard time against Azami yesterday. Do you think they're going to change up their bans and target that, or do you think they're going to stick to the bans they've been electing to so far this tournament?
I think under Tom Z's leadership, they're going to stick to what they're most comfortable with, and it works most of the time. And well, from the UC side, given it's Villa, I expect a very standard Nook ban or maybe a Flores ban.
Okay, but we will see. And it is,
Yeah.
like you said, that typical Nook ban. Nook being able to sneak in on Villa. Villa being a very wide map. There's a lot of openings for a knock to slip in unawares.
Not to mention those frag grenades from below, very dangerous.
Something Kutztown themselves are very proficient in. So getting rid of that Nook, and something that we saw Tribune, I believe, or was it Thundy, playing the knock very heavily and going for those frags below.
And here's a very interesting ban. Gridlock. I believe Kutztown is target banning Cincinnati on their attack. Cincinnati loves playing Gridlock on this map on attack, and it's most definitely one of the most useful operators for this map. Those track stingers can absolutely flood those staircases, and like you said before, Kutztown banning Solus.
Yeah, I believe that's Solus just to deny information on how they do it. Kutztown, one of the best teams we have here, especially at getting these preset drones. We also saw the Azami that we were talking about also go away. All of these little half holes you can throw these Kibas to get full cover on, completely taking that out of the equation. So what I would deem the strongest defenders in the game at the moment off the board. So this should open up Villa to some degree.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That I remember seeing over at the Kentucky LAN long while back, Azami being used on Villa, and it's just so aggressive. You could play with her. You can absolutely just like form new parts of the map from scratch.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why a lot of creators and just professionals will say if you're not running Azami at this point, you're trolling.
Yeah, and well, unfortunately, there is no option to run Azami, so the aggression will have to come from different operators. You know, I do want to highlight that Duck is choosing to go the Alibi, and I think a really good pick for this map on this bomb site, most specifically that pocket shotgun, great for making all the rotates and head holds you could possibly use. The deployable shield is most definitely going to be handy paired along with those ADSs, and those Alibi prisms. Well, depending on where you put them, that's free information right there, because they're going to have to be shooting them at you, and they're going to have to go through them.
Yeah. UC, for their first round on defense, will elect to go to AVG. They'll do the standard extension to this master side of the map, putting head holes to hopefully deny the closet jump in. Nothing outside of the ordinary. This is a strat they've pulled out with great frequency while they've been playing Villa in recent days. You'll see some just normal outside cameras to try to get some semblance of an idea on what Kutztown want to do with their first 30 seconds, but it will be up to Kutztown to decide where they want to enter. We talked about how wide Villa can be and how many options to enter, but they're choosing to go right beneath UC right away. They're going to take advantage of these frags, ideally on sledge, to potentially catch these UC players unawares from below.
Ooh, really nifty air jab plays by Tom Z as he just tries to sneak his way Just scout out what's going on in the main stairs. Sledge going in for the drone, actually, but it's been stopped by a Mozzie Pest. Thankfully, he backs up before it's captured, and while there, you're going to have Penguin just idly waiting there, see if anybody comes his way. Duck on a really good roam along with Presto Dragon.